All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, Maree. Hello, Jazzy.
Yay. Hi, Elisa. Hi, everyone. Nice to see everyone here.
Yeah. How you
Um,
doing? How's everything going on over there in Australia?
oh, it's so interesting at the moment. There's still this misinformation bill that they're trying to get through, government are trying to get through so that they have control of what gets said on social media. And literally, and the pushback's been huge by Australians. That everyone's ringing them, emailing them, doing petitions. I think they're quite shocked because uh, three of the real diehard deep state cabal politicians, they've actually turned around and gone, oh, we're actually going to vote no on this because obviously it's not suiting the public. They would just get annihilated if they'd actually voted yes. And they're hardcore, what we call leftists. So who knows? We're just all watching it to see what happens. But it's really nice to see Australians stepping up. So people realise now all the lies that they've been told. Why would a group of people that have told lies for years be allowed to be in control of what information is put out to everyone?
Yeah.
So that's been really interesting to watch. But yeah, just the energy coming in, I don't know how everyone else has been feeling, but the energy coming in has been massive. I was so grumpy yesterday, and I never get like that, but all these things kept happening, and I was going, grrr. So I finally fixed some stuff, and I was still grumpy. I went, wow, this is so interesting. And then I woke up this morning, I was like, ta-da, I'm back, it's all good. But yeah, it was like, oh, okay, I am a human.
Yeah. Well, I was having such a good time watching XRP go up that I could not be in a bad mood at all.
I love it. That's so cute. I,
So yeah, it's just so nice to feel supported and just everything. So yeah, so I was super happy, and things are moving along. Mr. T said that he is going to enact no taxes on capital gains on crypto that are from the U.S. So that's huge. Of course, I don't pay taxes, so I don't really care. But it's really huge for people that are haven't gotten into crypto because of that.
Absolutely. I mean, it's because it's still a little bit of it's like the stock market in a way. It's a bit of a bet. And unless you're a politician in the US and you know what legislation's going through, and that's how you make your money is by betting on the stock market, the average person doesn't have that information. So it's the same with crypto. If you don't know crypto, I mean, I don't know much crypto. What I brought was actually quite just intuitive. And I wanted to set and forget. So for what I brought, I'm happy with. It's interesting, isn't it? Whereas a lot of people like playing with it. But yeah, if people now know, oh, well, you don't get any benefit if you lose money, but you have to pay tax if you actually make money
Yeah,
on it. Makes no sense, does it? There's
yeah,
no balance in that.
yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so I want to get started because I have a lot of questions about the Da Vinci Code. But I did see this came up like maybe 30 minutes ago that Mr. T actually. So somebody had a comment on his network, on Truth Network, about issuing. Are you going to issue, or will Trump issue a state of emergency? And he tweeted back, truth or
Hmm.
true. So, but this state of emergency has to do with illegals. So
Mm.
so I wanted to see, first of all, will he actually implement it? Because sometimes they say that and it's not true. Um, and if so, is it going to be just for that and nothing, or are they hiding something they're going to do with that excuse that it's for illegals?
Interesting. So the first thing is, I guess, yeah, are they going to proclaim something and take action against the illegals? Because yeah,
So first, the first question will he in the future issue a state of emergency for this purpose?
will it be the excuse for the purpose? Yeah.
Because he might not even do it. It might be,
We've got the Six of Wands. That always says to me, any action that's taken, it's a victory. So
Okay.
it's really interesting. So, and then we've got the Six of Cups. So this is an action card. This is an emotional card. So it's when we're offered something, and it's usually including a village, but you get to choose which way you want to look at it. So, but it's usually a positive card as well. So however it happens, there's no huge what's the word, trauma involved. No, look at this is beautiful. We've got the Fool. This is the new, and people just jumping off because they're having faith and trusting. So they're actually, it'll come to a place where people accept it and they go, oh, that makes so much sense. Yeah, let's just do this. We don't know quite how it's going to look, but let's do it. So I think the way he's going to do it, it's actually going to be really well received. It's going to be seen as a victory for America without, because people go, oh, he just hates illegals. No, 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 no. That was just rhetoric as far as I'm concerned. So that to me just says it all.
Okay, fantastic. Fantastic. Because some people, of course, are hyping it and they're saying, oh, he's going to, put a state of emergency. He's going to call state of emergency, but nobody gives you the detail that it's just for the illegals. It's not like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not going to affect the American people, directly.
And actually, it's really interesting. I just saw someone's comment there from RG. Farmers are complaining about not having enough people to pick crops. We went through this as well when the big disease sort of hit, because we had no travellers. Because Australia, we actually rely a lot on young travellers, and they can have an extended visa if they do like a 4 to 6 week period. I think it is. Don't quote me on going to like more remote areas and doing fruit picking or whatever, and we lost all that. So people were like, farmers were having to throw out crops of fruit and berries and whatever it was that got whatever. So yeah, look, but you know what, there's such an easy way around that. If they're prepared to work, if these to start with, you could just look at groups and go, well, they're actually benefiting America, no one else wants to do that job, they're happy to do it. Let's get something set up so that they can actually keep working until, if they're going to help our country, we can actually, let them maybe stay. So I think there's got to be some rhetoric around that.
Yeah. Well, I think that, ultimately, I feel like this is about the illegals that were bussed in, not the ones from Mexico. No, we're talking about these that were bussed in that were like Indian and are from Iraq and Iran, and like it's not the same people. Okay. This is different, but I understand why the farmers would think that that they're talking about their people, their workers, but we're not. It's not the same.
And the really interesting thing is we've got to look at a bigger picture here, because it's been said that the US, Canada, Mexico will all be united in a way. You keep your culture, you keep your decision making, but it'll all be under one umbrella, which makes so much sense because you guys all really live on the same continent virtually. So to me, there could be some huge changes around the structure of how things work anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. But the good news is the cards kind of show that ultimately people will see that it was the right thing to do, and then we'll all be good. So, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So, okay, well, good. So that's that. We can continue now to what I really wanted to talk about. So the Da Vinci Code, you guys, I had never seen the Da Vinci Code. I actually never really saw it. And somebody told me at the beach, like, oh, yeah, you should see that movie. It's very good. So I was like, all right. So I see it. And it's about the Holy Grail and about Mary Magdalene, about the Rose Ley line, about the Knights Templar. And when I asked my pendulum, is the information in the movie correct? And it said yes. It said yes, it was true. So I wanted to confirm with the cards because I have many questions about this topic of Mary Magdalene and the Holy Grail and this kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, did you ever see it?
Well, I read the books. Was it Tom Brown? Who is it? What was the name of the guy that wrote
Dan
it?
Brown.
Dan Brown. I knew it was Brown. I read the books, like, I'm talking 15 years ago, 20 years ago, long time ago. And then when the movie came out, I watched, I think, the first two. I think there's three. Is that right? There's three. I think there's three movies. I think I only watched one or two. It's been so long now, I can barely remember it. But I remember thinking, ooh, there's a lot of info in this. I wonder what's true and what's not true. So I never really went deeper than that.
Yeah, yeah. And since I went to Mary Magdalene's cave, I also want to ask about that cave, and is it on the Rose Ley line as well? So, I just have many questions that we need to get to. So, the first question is there such thing as a Holy Grail?
Three of Cups, that's a yes. It's a celebration card. What I got straight away was it depends on what our definition of the Holy Grail is. To me, it's a spiritual journey. To me, it's our really connecting into our absolute knowing, our divine being. To me, that's the Holy Grail of being here. So it depends what one's definition of the Holy Grail is. That's why.
Yeah, so I feel like it's been romanticized or by Hollywood as I don't really know what Hollywood thinks the Holy Grail is, but I feel like they feel it's like a chalice or an object.
That was the three chalices that came up. Isn't that interesting with that card?
Yeah. I noticed that. So is the Holy Grail, is the Holy Grail the genetic bloodline of Christ?
Oh, good question. Let's see. What we could do is maybe say is one of the accepted meanings that. Do you know what I mean? Because otherwise it might just go no. If there's more.
The Holy Grail, according to like Dan Brown and the movies and the books, and
we'll take it from that directive. All right. So is that the what are you in? We've got an Ace of Cups on the first one. So yes, that where it's come from that angle.
Oh, and it's a chalice.
And it's a chalice, and that was hot. I couldn't go past that spot. And then we got the Queen of Pentacles. So this is when people contemplate their reality and who they are. So that's, let me just get a third one. So from that directive, then yes, this is what I'm getting. See if there's anything else that wants to come out. But it's hidden. Four of Swords, because there wasn't much, then it was just hot when I went over this one. It was the Four of Swords, which is, again, it's still very hidden. Okay, so the meaning of it, the idea of it, it's actually still quite hidden. But it will
and that's the thing is I feel like I needed to bring it back up. Like it's time to get this out in the open is what I feel like.
Yeah, plant some seeds, get people thinking about themselves, because whatever comes up in the cards and the way it's interpreted, you might have a whole nother perspective, which is fantastic to me, as long as you ask questions. And that's when we get our answers, and we'll get them through. I always say we get them through God. So we just get our answers, and it takes us on another journey. So this is why these questions are amazing, Elisa.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. So is anyone alive with that genetic bloodline?
Ooh, let's have a look and see what the cards say. Okay. Yeah. And that one. Oh, how interesting. Wow, this is so interesting. The first card up was our Temperance card. So this is, to me, it's got a high vibration to it, but there's a patience involved with it, and there's a change of home or a change of place, and that's what I got from that. Then, interestingly enough, the strategy card came up, our 7 of Swords. So the 5, when he's holding the 5 swords, which means there's change coming up in an idea or a plan, but there's still 2 swords at the back. And I'm going to pull one more after this card, 10 of Swords. So what I think it's done is the stories have actually made us think that that's dead. There's nothing that's come from that bloodline, that DNA. But I'm going to pull another card because this to me is telling a story. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, you're not going to believe it. We got our 10 of Pentacles. Now, to me, this is a very abundant card. It's a reality card and lots of people. So I believe that this is the story that was put out, but the truth is this: there are definitely beings on this earth at the moment that carry that
DNA, that genetics. Yeah,
DNA. Yeah, definitely.
That bloodline. So do they know? Do these people know that they have Christ's bloodline?
Okay. The other thing I want to say before we go too far, yes, there are people that have that DNA bloodline. The thing is, though, what was Christ? It's a consciousness, yeah? So, and remember Yeshua, or however you want to say it, Jesus always said, you too will do these miracles and more. Because to me, it's like there's not this physical person coming back to our earth. We're bringing through the Christ consciousness, through our increased vibration frequency, connecting in, to our gifts and talents through our own DNA. And so to me, the Christ consciousness, it doesn't just have to be through a physical DNA aspect of that bloodline.
Oh, yeah. I know that. Yeah, for sure.
A lot of people they go, oh, if I haven't got it, that means I can't, do this beautiful.
No. This is more about the story, their story, not about the second coming or anything like that. This is more about
exactly.
There's a reason it's called the Holy Grail. So I'm following the Holy Grail to see
cool
what's happening with it.
No, that's great. That's really good. Okay. So and you want me to find out, ask the cards if people know they've got that DNA?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, interesting. That's all interesting. So what I got straight away, because we've got the 2 of Swords. Now that can sometimes mean no, but what I got was if they ask the right questions, then the Emperor card, then they will know. But the thing is, they would have to be at a certain level, otherwise the ego would take over. What I mean? It would have coming from the heart and they'd know for a reason. So otherwise there'd be chaos because that 7 of Cups has come up. So emotionally it would be quite chaotic unless they were ready for it. So they would have to have already had an insight to be asking those questions.
Yes. Yeah, I would think, right? They would have to be somewhat awakened to be able to handle the information.
Yeah, exactly. And they're probably already templated and, it's when the DNA is being activated. So, but I feel like with Jesus though as well, he was activated to the 5th dimension already. So that was, his gift. So we can do that as well. But if you've got that bloodline, does it make it easier for you or not?
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I think that would be a lot of pressure for me, to be honest.
See, I wouldn't care. I don't even care to ask. It doesn't bother me. It's like I'm already doing the best I can do with who I am. And, so for me, it's like, oh, well, if my soul chose to have some of that DNA, then fabulous. And if it didn't, fabulous. It's really weird, isn't it? I just don't have any interest in knowing or whatever, unless I needed to know for some particular reason.
Me too. I don't have any interest in knowing, actually.
Funny, isn't it?
Yeah. It's
Tricky
but
enough already.
it would be cool. It would be cool. Will they come forward? Oh, so if they know, the question was, if they do know, would they come forward to say that they're from this bloodline?
Okay.
And also with Kathleen's question, Kathleen, we asked the question, and it's actually whatever you think it is. But in this case, when we asked the question, the Holy Grail was the blood, the genetic bloodline of Christ in this case.
Yeah, so, exactly. Will be clarified that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so the death cards come up. So this to me is the transformation card. So I feel they would maybe learn it through going through an initiation, like a soul initiation of some sort. But to me, because the Eight of Cups has come up, I think they'd walk away from it in a way. It's like, I don't think they'd say anything. And then I got the Ace of Pentacles to confirm that. So I don't think they would say anything. I mean, a lot of people have had soul experiences or other lifetimes where they've been around. I know a lot of people that have actually had experiences when Yeshua was here, and, through disciples or through whatever, their soul carries those memories. So, and that's different to a bloodline, but they don't talk about it much either. It's only when an experience comes up and you're close to those people that you hear about it. So I think it would be the same from what I'm getting from the cards for that DNA, people talking about it.
Okay.
Only reason, but usually they've gone through such big initiations anyway that they don't need to.
Right. Okay. So the next question is, did the Knights Templar were they protectors of the Holy Grail?
Okay, let's check.
So in other words, protectors of the people that had back then that had that bloodline.
Interesting. That's really interesting.
Because it goes to Tracy's question here. So
yeah,
I feel like the Knights Templar, I don't know if they were there to help with this prosecution or.
Yeah, exactly. I know it's really, well, this is tricky because we've got our Queen of Cups. Now, this is someone that's emotionally a little bit sad. And then we've got our Two of Swords. So again, this could be a no, or this could be they were asking questions around it. And then the Eight of Cups. So I don't feel that they did as well as what they could have, because the Eight of Cups is when you walk away from something completely, like I've said before. And it's so interesting because, it's the Cathars, isn't it? The Cathars that actually had the Mary Magdalene line, or they had a belief system around their spirituality, and they were the ones, and it was interesting because a lot of them were redheads, and they were the ones that were persecuted all through France, were these Cathars, this religion, because it's anti-cabal, it's anti-everything deep state, literally. It was connecting to nature, it was loving with your heart, it was being connected through your consciousness. They had wisdom. So yeah, to me that's it doesn't look like there was enough protection. No.
Okay. All right. So were they being persecuted then?
By them rather than, yeah, is that what you're asking? Were
the bloodline, whoever was on that bloodline, were they being haunted or persecuted, or were they going after them because they wanted them dead? Like, I would think the Catholic religion would want them dead.
Yeah, it looks like it. The Hanged Man, though. So this means when something, it's almost like being surrendered to. So what I'm feeling, I'm going to get another card to help me with this one, but it's interesting because it was so hot, and this one's real. Oh, yeah. So that's exactly what happened. Like, at first, they they didn't do it straight away. And then the Three of Swords is definitely the heartbreak. And it's funny because the card on the other side of that wants to come up as well. There was lies told about them. So the Knight of Wands is when a message is brought or some actions taken and it's not the truth. So I feel that, they were persecuted. But it was interesting because with those first three cards we got, remember it said the Ten of Swords at the end, we've all been told, they were all killed off. So, but they weren't. So there was some that did escape.
Okay.
So that's,
Yeah.
They were, it was left for a little bit until things settled down by the looks of it. Then it started, lies came out. It's a little bit like what happens here with our media. Lies come out to persecute people. Whatever they are persecuted. Yeah. Oh my gosh, not changed, has it?
Yeah. So so Tracy's asking if the Knights Templar were they infiltrated by the enemy?
Really good question, Tracy. You know, it's so interesting because I've often asked this question and I've gone, were they good? Were they bad? They seem to have some good energy and then something happened. I don't know. Let's have a look. Really good question. Yeah, I've never been able to decide for myself.
I think in the movie, what is it in the movie they said?
Oh, look at this. Look what's just come up. We've got our Knight of Swords. So this is my military card. So they were obviously at first, it looks like that's a good military card. They had a lot of integrity because that Queen of Wands card for me is definitely integrity. So let's then see if there's anything else that's going to come up about them. Yeah, it's you. Tracy, I think they really were good for a long time by the looks of this. So because that Ace of Pentacles has come up as well. I'm going to see if down the track they were infiltrated, like everything. Anything that had power, anything that did good, anything that could reach a lot of people got infiltrated, really, didn't it? Like, let's face it. So let's just see. Oh, okay, I'm just getting something. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. As things as they became more what's the word, revered, as they did more good. The Wheel of Fortune is when times change, things change. I would say there was a change. It's really weird. I keep getting a Pope dropping into my head. So I feel there might have been some religious influence with this.
Yeah.
Now from the top. I'll just see. I'll try and get another card now to give me some more clarity. That's all I just keep seeing is this big Pope thing coming through. Interesting. So we've got the High Priestess. So this is when, there's mysteries still that aren't revealed. So I would say that there was definitely some influence because that's the vision that I just got that changed something. But for a long time, they were really, really positive and helpful and all the rest of it. And I guess they had that sort of trust with people that would have been abused.
Yeah. So I think, in the movie they go through this, but shoot, I can't remember.
Interesting. Actually, it's interesting.
I remember something about the Catholic Church and something having to do with the Knights Templar. Like they started having more power than the Catholic Church. So then the Catholic Church either killed them or tried to kill them, or.
Is it funny that I got a Pope image coming through? And like I said, I can't remember the movie, that it was so many years ago. So that's really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I wish I could remember that part.
That would not surprise me. And, they could have thought they were doing good and they'd been duped as well. This is so their intention was there, their integrity was there, but they were just being, like a lot of us, they were just being, told a few lies and made to do things that they didn't realize what they were actually doing.
Yeah, absolutely. So Kathleen was wondering if the Knights Templar hide gold or the real information about the bloodline on Oak Island, Nova Scotia.
Interesting. So now remind me, is Nova Scotia north of Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's have a look. Oh, I reckon there's stuff stashed everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's have a look and see if it's particularly in Nova Scotia. Never been there.
Me either. Too cold.
Too cold. Okay.
I don't do cold.
That's why you live in Florida. Okay.
Yeah.
Ooh. Look, which one's hot? I think you're the hottest. Okay. So there could be a small amount, because when we have a page of cups, this is something emotional, but there's always wisdom in the cup. So there could be something that's been hidden there, that's quite small. It looks like Eight of Pentacles. It looks like it was still being worked on. So maybe they didn't get as much hidden as they wanted to. This is what I'm feeling from this. But there could be a small, it's so, again, I'm just getting a vision. I'm seeing like a small, almost like a little church or something where there is stuff that's actually there underneath it. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. So look, you know, yeah, I don't know. I just think not much, but there's some there that people don't maybe fully know about. Yeah, but it'll come out because we've got the don't worry card. So the Nine of Swords, things will come out and it'll be like, oh, an archaeologist has found in Nova Scotia underneath this some amazing information and, you know, beautiful gold statues or whatever. We don't know how it's going to be portrayed.
Yeah. Yeah, so, definitely. Yeah. So Trigel was saying they were trying to confiscate and hide knowledge from the Catholic Church when they learned the truth. It was the King of France that owed them too much money, and he got the Pope to side with him, and he imprisoned the knights.
Wow.
Yeah, so I remember it was something like, it was the story on its own in the movie. It was just...
Wow.
Yeah, so, okay, so then if there was a genetic bloodline, that means that Christ did get married. Mm-hmm. So can we get confirmation, which we have done in the past, but that was maybe 3 years ago when we started doing shows. Yeah. So did Mary Magdalene and Jesus get married? Did they have, how about, did they have children?
Did they have offspring? Yeah.
Because I don't care if they were married or not, to be honest.
Whole different thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And interesting, look at this picture. So we've got the 10 of Wands. So to me, this is when there's action being taken that's nearly finished. I think they would have had more children, but that wasn't quite finished. But look at this, the 6 of Swords, and there's a child in a boat and it's going to a better place. Now, I think Mary Magdalene escaped over to France. She went to a few places, but so I feel that, yeah, they escaped. They had children and they got them out, is what I'm getting from these two cards. Hang on, this one's really hot. Let me just see. Yeah, 6 of Pentacles. Again, another 6, which is really interesting. So this is an offering of something in reality, something good. So I feel people knew about it and it gave them hope. So that to me is what, and financially they would have been supported as well.
So yeah. I know I had told you that I had been in France. Did I show you guys the cave?
Not that I remember. Have you got pictures?
I do. Maybe we can ask some questions about the cave. All right, so let me start. This is the cave. And it's quite big. It's quite large. And this tower here, I don't know if you can see it, right in the middle, the big tall one, was made of this beautiful, beautiful, like crystal, pink, orange crystal, almost like an orange calcite, and you can't even see it on the picture. But so we went in here, and why is this not? All right, I don't know why. Usually it has the little things that I can
toggle across.
Yeah, it's not doing that. I don't know why. Okay, anyway. So this is from up the top, from the top, the entrance into the cave. So this is from up above, looking down into the cave. And this is inside the cave. And that's like an altar. It was like an altar there.
I've been in this cave. This is the cave I went into.
Really?
Yeah, and I thought it was. Yeah, and this is where my friend sung an aria. She's an incredible singer, and she just got this hit, and she got up and just channeled through this beautiful, like church aria. It was just incredible. Everyone just stopped, and the energy was amazing. Yeah, it's a lot bigger than you expect, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So I wanted to see. I mean, I guess I'm getting ahead of myself with the rose ley line. So the first thing I'm going to ask then is, did Maree with her child, were they in that cave? Is that really true?
Okay, let's have a look and see if Maree was in there with one of her children or a child of hers. Let's just see.
Or even if she was just in the cave.
Yeah, okay. Was Maree truly
Doesn't
in
have
that?
to be with the kids.
Okay, good point. We'll start with the basics. Wow, this is so interesting. We've got our 7 of Cups, which is chaos, emotional chaos. And then we've got our 5 of Wands, which is physical fighting, like physical action that's been taken. And then we've got our Judgment card. So, yeah, I would say yes, because of all of this going on, she found somewhere where she could actually be that was like safe and where she could be who she needed to be spiritually. So I would say yes. And that's the reason why, is because of all of the chaos that was going on. So,
wow. Okay. So the first question before I move on to the rose ley line is the rose ley line real? So the rose ley line being, because I know the cards like to have a
background
description. So the rose ley line is an energy grid that connects sacred sites.
Do you know, is it the sacred sites like from Glastonbury to somewhere? Do you know where the actual lines are meant to go through?
It's from Mont Saint Michel in France to Saint Michael something. Saint.
Okay.
I don't remember. It's whatever I read.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay, this is fascinating. So the first card up is the moon. So this is when something's out of place. So I feel, and then the next card up was the Page of Pentacles. So this is something new. It's like a change. It's like something new that's coming in, something you have to learn about. I feel that they've changed from where they were. So I'm actually just seeing that. And then with the question you've asked, we've got the Lovers card. So I feel that they actually moved. So the rose line actually shifted. It's because energetic grid lines can move.
Yes.
So that's what I feel has happened. So I feel
they
were out of place. They moved to where they needed to be. And I feel, okay. I'm going to ask another question. Was Maree's presence there? Was that actually something that helped with that? I'm going to actually ask that.
That created the rose ley line, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Did have an influence, or was she able to template and hold, an energy for that to happen? Oh my gosh, we got the Emperor card. So he's the absolute master creator of truth. I would say yes. And I only say that because I've actually experienced it too, and not on that level. And I used to get told, I was going, why am I living here? Shouldn't I be doing more? And the message I got was, no, what you're doing is you're holding energy as the ley lines are shifting, as the energy grids lines are shifting. And I could feel it. Then when I'd drive somewhere, I could feel the shift of where they'd come from and where they were coming to. So I know it's absolutely possible, but I feel that was part of what she did. that only all just came to me then after I was sort of tuning in with the cards and with her. So yeah, she helped to shift that rose line.
Wow.
I know.
Okay. So was the cave in the rose ley line?
Let's have a look. So I just refined that question, and I asked, was it in the rose line after she went there, and it was yes, but not before.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so it was after she went there. Yeah, because yes.
So is the rose ley line basically just where she was, like just as she went along, it created the line?
I'm getting a no, because what I'm getting is that she knew where to be to help to shift energetic grid lines. She was tuned in. So she was doing her part of helping the earth by knowing that, is what I'm feeling. So yeah.
Okay. Where the Knights Templar associated with the rose ley line?
Okay.
Because they had roses on their stuff, like they were associated with the rose.
Weren't the roses though from two different families? Weren't there the War of the Roses? Weren't they? I don't know. I just feel, was that more to do with family? The family that they were.
Well, we can ask the cards. The cards will tell us.
Yeah. I'll just first of all ask the question was, were they associated with the rose ley line?
Right.
Yeah. You know, and it's interesting because when I tap into Mary Magdalene, it's often a beautiful deep red crimson rose that comes through, which is really interesting. So, okay, were they connected into the rose ley line? Interesting. We've got the death card. So at some point in that transition, there was a transition, but I would say that no, it's like no. I think that's a no.
Okay. So then she was the one who created the ley line, because if you look online, it says that the Knights Templar were the ones that created the ley line.
Yeah,
so,
look, I feel the ley line was already there. It moved, it shifted. So, because there are so many energetic meridian grid line points on Earth, they shift as it's needed, whether it's to help more energy come through, whether it's to help clear something. Yeah, so I feel that she was an anchor point for that. My feeling is that it already existed. I'm going to double check. It's a really good basic question. Did that energetic grid line already connect, and it was just named the rose grid line because of some experiences that humans had around, situations? So let's just see if that energetic grid line already existed at some level on the earth. Oh, that one wants to come out. Okay. Yeah. They're all hot down this end. Let me just make sure I've got the right one. Yeah, it's you. Wow, this is so interesting. So the Queen of Swords, to me, she's always someone that speaks truth, very direct. So I feel it was already there. And then we had the King of Cups. Oh, the King of Cups is an emotional master, but there's a lot that's hidden. So I feel that there was something then that was hidden around it all. And then this got involved. So we've got the Devil card. So to me, there's been a lot of misconstruction, misconstruing of truth for purposes that we don't maybe know about.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So then were the Knights Templar connected to Mary Magdalene at all?
Okay.
They're not even freaking related at all.
Let's just see. Was there a connection between them? Yeah, they were. We got the Nine of Cups. So there was definitely that was a desired outcome, that they were definitely there was a connection, an emotional connection as well. So it was something that was they did from their heart, because that was their desire to actually help her or be connected to her. But they might not have helped the others, but it looks like they've helped her, which is really interesting. So and then interestingly enough, we've got our moon card back. So this is when something goes wrong. So whether they were infiltrated, whether there's something out of place, there's something that's not quite right. So in the beginning, yeah, they were definitely that was their desire. That was what they wanted to do. And it changed really quickly. That Eight of Wands has come up. So that means there was action taken really, really quickly once that moon aspect came in, the change came in. So
okay. Okay. All right. So so there was some connection there. Okay, so was there a Gospel of Mary? You know how there were books like the Book of Enoch and the Book of this and the Book of that? Was there a Book of Mary or a Gospel of Mary that was taken out of the Bible or not included in the Bible?
wasn't that the Essenes? I don't know. I bought the book years ago, but I thought that she was a part of the Essenes, the writing of the Essenes. But let's have a look and see. Was there a Gospel of Mary or
The Book of Mary or like her writings were kept out of the Bible?
Yes, they were. Oh, that was interesting. Yeah, that was the strategy. Keep it out. Seven of Swords, and it was a really long journey for her even to write it and to have it, put down. So let's just see then what's coming up with it. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'm getting it's hidden somewhere, but it's going to come out. See that Strength card? And it's beautiful. I mean, this is just amazing. So, and remember, it was the time of Pisces. We've been in Pisces for 2,000 years, which is where fish are swimming away from each other. So what happened is the masculine, they wanted to get rid of the feminine and bring in the masculine, which is what's happened. So, of course, any sort of writings or wisdom or amazing transformation strategies that could be done by people like Mary Magdalene, that would have just been vetoed.
Yeah. Yeah. So absolutely. And so I thought I forwarded on my channel a video that I saw about the Gospel of Mary Magdalene.
There could be more that hasn't been released, I would say. Yeah.
So I either put the video on my Telegram channel or I put it on the YouTube channel. I don't know, but it was absolutely beautiful. And it tells you exactly what it is. And it's exactly what we're doing. So I feel like that we need to bring this out. Like, we need to talk about this. We need to talk about the Gospel of Mary. We need to make the people that read the Bible kind of wonder and go like, wait, I haven't heard about that. Because I have a friend who's very into the Bible, and he was like, I've never heard of the Gospel of Mary. I think you're making that up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, look it up. So I feel like we need to talk about this more, and we need to be vocal about it, not in a mean way, but just kind of like, did you know there's a Gospel of Mary that wasn't included, just like the Book of Enoch and whatever, but it's time for the divine feminine to rise. It's time for the divine feminine to rise. And this is how we do it, by showing that this was kept back, and this is information that we need to be talking about. It's important. I don't know, I feel importance about this.
Yeah, I agree. And it's a time when you're spot on, when the feminine energy is coming back through, not just for females but for males, so that we can have more of a balance within ourselves, because it's just been so out of whack for so long. and it will only come through that, to me, the divine feminine. That's the way it comes through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, yeah, Trigel says the Gospel of Mary has already been found. Yeah, it's been found. It's just hidden. It's hidden from people. So that's my point. Like, I feel like we need to talk about it. We need to put it out there. So I might do a couple of TikToks about it just to get it out there.
And we'll have a scenes book. I'm just looking in my bookcase now. I'll have a look and see if I've still got that book of the scenes, because I know it's got some of the writings from the feminine that were taken, that were kept out of the Bible. And the other thing, when that strength card came up, I think this is going to go from strength to strength to strength, and more will come out.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I'm hoping the energy of this video will be put into the collective, and all of a sudden now people are going to start talking about it, and it's going to be, because it just needs to be put out there that it was hidden, and there's a reason it was hidden. So because it's so powerful, so powerful, and what it does is it takes away this "you need to be saved" bullshit, and it takes it away, and it says no. Like, you go within, you go inside. That's it's about the growing of your soul, and that's the way to save yourself. It's about going inside and really loving yourself. And then she talks about, I think, 7 or 9 powers that are out there that you have to have under control, and so that was really interesting. Okay, so I wanted to get the questions asked that people had asked here, that I got so involved in the other stuff. So why do the ley lines need to shift, Maree?
Okay, really good. My understanding, and I was told all this, was downloaded for me, because I would stay in a place for like 4 years or so, and then I'd be told, right, you have to move now. And what I was getting told is it's almost like the vibration needed to shift, so the ley lines would have to shift to help with the vibration. For example, Byron Bay here in Australia, it's about a 2-hour drive from me down south into New South Wales. The Indigenous people, the Aboriginals, they would go there when they needed healing. So the sick would go there, they would heal, and then they would leave. But what happens is people then went, wow, Byron Bay is beautiful. It feels good. It's got a nice vibe. So everyone moves there and they don't leave. So there's a time and a point where the actual energy grid lines need to be shifted, because it's not doing what it can do in certain places. That's what my understanding is. So, but I'll check with the cards as well. It's a really good question.
Or maybe Jazzy can tell you. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, but the first card up, I will ask Jazzy. It's our 9 of Swords, exactly what I was just saying. It's like the energy gets imprisoned there. It can't flow like it would normally flow. Whereas, the Indigenous, the Aboriginals here in Australia, were renowned for being able to connect to the earth, to the grid lines. They'd go walkabout. They would get called. It was time to go walkabout. They would follow what they call the song lines of the earth, which are the natural energetic earth grid lines. It's like what whales do. And they would be templated and template back to these beautiful energetic grid lines. So they'd go walkabout, and it was a calling for their soul. I mean, it's quite incredible how connected in to the earth and the energetic ley lines they are. So, yeah. All right. So, Jasper, can we actually get you to give me some more clarity, please, on the energetic ley lines and why they shift? Oh, wow. This is fascinating. Straight away. I'll give me a second. Oh, wow. So what he showed me was, he said, the deeper energetic core ley lines, they don't move. But what they do is bring through the frequency, and it's the ley lines that are, it's almost like in layers. The ley lines, then energetic grid lines, then flow more with that new frequency coming in. Oh, wow. That I'd not seen that before. So, yeah, so that's what it's about, is that the ley lines will flow as the frequency comes in and things shift. So, but there are more stable ley line, energetic grid lines deeper that can actually hold the frequency, bring it in, and then release it out. Wow, isn't that interesting? I did not know that.
Wow, super interesting.
Mm.
All right, the next question from Kathleen is Rosalind Chapel on the Rose Ley line.
Okay, can you tell me? I'll ask the question, but I just love to know for my own interest. Rosalind Chapel, is that in France as well?
I believe so.
Okay. I think I've probably been there too. My memory for names is not fabulous.
I believe so, even though it doesn't sound like a French name.
No, it's yeah, I'm sure I've probably been there too. Let's just have to see. Is it on the
Scotland? Rosslyn is in Scotland. Rosslyn Chapel.
I'll spend a lot of time in Scotland, so I probably have to. Ooh. Yeah, you're the hot one. We got the sun card, so I think it could have been. It could be. I'm going to ask if it's still on it because it looks like it was at some. Yeah, but I'm just see if it's still connected to that. Yeah, well, we've got a Knight of Pentacles, so that I'm going to go yes because to me that's a positive yes message. So somehow there's a link and a connection to that. So yeah, I'll say yes from the cards. I mean, it could change because that Wheel of Fortune just came up as well. So it again, these grid lines and ley lines, they can change.
Okay. All right. So Kathleen was saying it was where she found her family in the movie. So at the end, I don't know if you remember the family.
No.
They're related to that genetic bloodline. They're all come at the end and meet her because she never had a family or.
Oh, and look at that. That Knight of Pentacles. Bumps now. So I feel there's some truth in this. And then we got the Judgment card again. So this is really interesting. Wow.
Yeah.
I'm getting goosebumps. So to me, there's some truth somewhere in all of that. There's a big aspect of that there is truth.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Then like that this heart thing came through. It was it's beautiful. So something definitely is going on with that.
So then the next one was the bloodline brought to North America?
Okay. All right. Let's see.
I'm going to look and see if I did post that video on the Telegram channel.
Cups. So to me, again, this is a celebration card. So I would say yes, that at some point, and it doesn't matter what minute amount of DNA by then it was, if there's, something in there that can be activated, then yeah, it was definitely. Yeah, King of Wands, again, someone that's truthful, that takes action, who's a master of action. So I would say yes. I would say it's all divinely guided. It's all souls. Oh, look at this. And I was just thinking, well, the US, I mean, there were beings there, people there before it got found. So, but look at that, the Fool, which is a whole new beginning, as well. So yeah, it got taken to whole new beginnings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow, fantastic.
I know.
So you want to do cards to see what's coming up this week?
Sure.
In the movie, in the global movie that's going on?
In the worldwide movie. Oh my God, that one just dropped out. So I'll bring that up. Yeah, let's have a look and see.
Okay, let me see if I can post that video because it was so good.
And there's some beautiful books too. Who wrote them? Someone something, and it was called the something of one, and then the love. It was like a sequel to. It was actually more. Was it about Mary Magdalene? I'll have to look it up for you guys because those books absolutely touched me. I read them again probably about 15 years ago. Oh, amazing. Feminine, beautiful, divine feminine energy comes through those books. And books like Anna, the grandmother of Jesus, they're amazing books if you want something to read that is around that beautiful divine feminine. I didn't even think, of course, Jesus would have had a grandmother. Like, you know, so
Right?
I know, it's like, what? Why did that go there? So they're amazing, amazing books.
So there was a video. So I'll share this video, which was about the decoding the Da Vinci Code movie, and it's really, really good.
Ooh.
So I'll share that.
Yeah, it's nice to have other perspectives, isn't it? I really like that. Okay, so you're sharing that. So what we got, I brought up 3 cards for this coming week. The first one up is the Ace of Pentacles. To me, that means really positive reality. Things are in place. I get a really good vibe with this. And then we've got the 5 of Swords. So we're going to have some people that are still carrying on with stories in their head or trying to work things out, because the 5 is a change card as well. So be gentle with people. But there's still that going on for a lot of people. And then we've got our beautiful King of Swords. That truth is coming through from a master. So the truth is coming through. It's all, the whole story, the whole message is perfect, is what I'm getting. So whatever comes out this week, even if people are a bit rattled or decide to actually go into some crazy ideas, they're also changing. It's actually helping them to change their mind as well. And the Ace of Pentacles. So it's a good week. Could be some, for us, it's a good week.
Awesome. All right. Yeah. So the second video that I posted is the one I was talking about, the secret to the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, the secret to escaping the material world, the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. So it's the last video I shared on the Telegram channel.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. I will definitely watch that one.
Yeah.
Just again, Ace of Pentacles when you were talking about it. So perfect.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, wonderful. That was perfect. Thank you so much, everybody, for always being here for us and supporting us. We are so grateful for your presence. And Maree, thank you so much. I hope your computer gets fixed.
And yes, but I'm off to a spa this afternoon, and my girlfriends are going, and we're having massage, and it's like, oh yay, that's what I need.
Nice. All right. Well, next time we see you guys will be for Maree's video on Sunday, and then we'll see you on Monday.
Yay.
All right. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.